In a world obsessed with fitting in, have you ever felt like you're cut from a different cloth? Do you thrive in the shadows while others chase the spotlight? Are you the man who walks alone not because you're lost but because you've already found your own path? If these questions stir something deep within you, then you're in the right place. Welcome to the Sigma Male community, where we uncover the raw, unfiltered essence of men who defy the mold and carve their own destiny. Today we're diving into 11 unusual behaviors that only Sigma males exhibit. Traits so rare they're found in just 0.0001% of the male population. These aren't quirks, they're the hallmarks of a man who's mastered himself and the world around him. Number 1, the silent strategist. You enter a room not to dominate with noise but to dissect it with precision. While others waste breath on small talk, you're mapping the battlefield, catching the twitch of a rival's lip, the lean of a friend's frame, the unspoken tension hanging in the air. This isn't just observation, it's a game of human chess where every move matters. You've cracked the code that 93% of communication lies beyond words, and you wield that knowledge like a blade. Your silence isn't weakness, it's a weapon forcing others to tip their hand while you plot 3 steps ahead. Picture this, a high-stakes meeting where everyone's posturing, but you're the one who walks away knowing exactly who's bluffing and who's folding. This quiet power is no accident, it's forged in the fires of self-mastery. You've learned to tame the impulse to speak, to let reason guide you where emotions derail others. Your stillness unnerves people, not because you're distant but because you're present in a way they can't fathom. It's the kind of presence that turns chaos into clarity, the kind that lets you see through the masks men wear. While the loud crumble under pressure, you stand firm, your mind a steel trap filtering noise into strategy. This isn't just a skill, it's a way of being, a testament to the strength that comes from within, unshaken by the world's clamor. Number 2, the unscripted nomad. Predictability is your enemy, a chain you refuse to wear. One morning you're hunched over a laptop, coding a startup in a sparse apartment lit by dawn. The next you're trekking Patagonia's wild trails, a battered journal your only companion. You shatter routines not out of whimsy but because comfort smothers brilliance. History proves it, nomads outlasted empires by adapting, not settling. Your chaos isn't random, it's a shield keeping you elusive, untouchable by those who'd box you in. Life's a wilderness, not a grid, and you're the phantom threading through it, leaving no trace for others to follow. This dance with the unknown is your strength, a resilience that echoes the ancients who faced down nature's wrath. You don't just survive change, you seek it knowing it sharpens your edge. When others cling to safety, you step into the storm, trusting your ability to navigate what's next. It's not rebellion, it's sovereignty, a refusal to let life's currents dictate your course. Every leap into the uncharted is a bet on yourself, a proof that you're built to bend, not break. In a society that worships schedules, you're the outlier who thrives beyond the lines, free and unbound. Number 3, the depth miner. You'd rather starve than choke down small talk. The weather? Gossip? You're the guy who'd corner a stranger to unravel quantum ethics or decode the layers of a graffiti masterpiece splashed across a city wall. Your words aren't chatter, they're tools hacking through the shallow to strike gold beneath. While others float on the surface, you dive headfirst into the abyss of ideas, hungry for what lies beyond the obvious. This isn't snobbery, it's survival, a craving for substance that keeps your mind alive in a world drowning in trivia. That hunger for depth is your armor, a shield against the noise that numbs lesser men. You chase wisdom not for applause but for clarity, collecting insights like a warrior gathers weapons. When the world peddles quick fixes and empty headlines, you're sifting through the rubble for truth, undeterred by the effort it demands. It's a quiet rebellion against mediocrity, a choice to wrestle with the big questions over sipping the easy answers. If it doesn't spark your mind or stir your soul, it's gone, cut from your life with the precision of a blade, leaving only what matters. Number 4, the boundary fortress. Maybe is a word you buried long ago. Your no lands like a gavel, final and unshakable, sealing off your time, energy, and focus from the unworthy. You guard these treasures with a ferocity that rivals a dragon over its gold, building walls where others leave doors ajar. People-pleasing? That's a trap for the weak. You're not here to bend, you're here to stand tall, every refusal a brick in the fortress of your purpose. Distractions don't just annoy you, they're taxed, dismissed, and sent packing without a second thought. This isn't selfishness, it's command over your own existence. You know that every no carves out space for a greater yes, to your goals, your vision, your unrelenting drive. Compromise is a negotiation you hold only with the man you're becoming, not the voices clamoring for your attention. It's a discipline that keeps you steady when the world pulls every which way, a clarity that cuts through the guilt trips and expectations. In a culture that begs for your surrender, you've built an empire of one, where only what aligns with your mission breaches the gates. Number 5. The intuition engine. Numbers and facts light the way, but your gut steers the ship. That client with a flawless resume who somehow reeks of trouble? You're out the door. That empty street that should be fine but hums with danger? You're already gone. You're wired to a primal frequency, a silent radar pinging threats and chances the conscious mind can't clock. You don't debate it or explain it, you act, trusting that inner voice like a compass in the dark. Logic lays the groundwork, but intuition cuts through the haze. This trust in yourself is a strength honed over time, a quiet confidence in your own judgment. You've walked enough roads to know when the air shifts, when the stakes hide beneath the surface. It's not blind faith, it's a calculated reliance on the instincts that have kept men alive since the dawn of time. When others dither over spreadsheets or second-guess their every move, you're already moving, guided by a certainty they can't touch. In a world that overthinks itself into paralysis, you're the one who feels the truth and runs with it, unafraid. Before we forge ahead, let's cut through the noise. They call you cold, distant, a lone wolf who doesn't care, but we see the fire beneath. That stillness? It's not emptiness, it's a furnace where you temper your will. That solitude? It's where you craft your strength, away from the herd's bleeding. You're not running from the world, you're reshaping yourself within it, and if this strikes a chord, you've found your tribe. Number 6. The social alchemist. Crowds aren't your stage, they're your quarry. You don't work the room, you mine it, sifting through the chatter for the gold. The painter lost in his sketch, the thinker sparring ideas on the fringes. A few words, a spark of truth, and you're gone, leaving behind a connection that matters. Your social fuel is rare, finite, and you spend it like a miser with diamonds. You're not here for the masses, you're here to forge one bond that cuts deeper than 100 shallow ties. Loneliness doesn't haunt you, your world is small because you built it that way. This isn't aloofness, it's precision, a choice to seek meaning over noise. You know that real strength lies in the few who get you, not the many who applaud you. When others scramble for likes and cliques, you're crafting alliances that endure, built on mutual respect and shared fire. It's a quiet power, one that doesn't need a crowd to feel alive. In a society that measures worth by head count, you've turned the game on its head, finding riches where others see only dust. Number 7. The unadvertised evolution. You don't flaunt your grind, no selfies, no boasts, no fanfare. Your growth is a covert operation locked away from prying eyes. While the world preens for attention, you're in the trenches, cracking Mandarin's tones, mapping the brain circuits, or throwing punches as the sun rises. You measure progress not in likes but in the mirror's unflinching gaze at 3 a.m., where the only judge is you. Mastery isn't a trophy to wave, it's the air you breathe, the pulse that keeps you moving. Stagnation. That's the real death you dodge every day. This silent ascent is your edge, a refusal to let the world's applause define you. You chase betterment not for cheers but for the man you're forging, step by relentless step. When others need a stage to feel alive, you need only the work, the quiet victories that stack unseen. It's a discipline that scorns the easy dopamine of praise, a resolve that thrives on the hard-won truth of your own worth. In an age of oversharing, you're the shadow that grows stronger out of sight, unstoppable and undefined. Number 8. The aura enigma. You're a puzzle with no solution, a story half told. That jagged scar across your knuckles? No origin given. That fluency in Balkan folk tunes? No explanation offered. You drop hints like breadcrumbs, just enough to hook the curious, never enough to satisfy them. Mystery isn't a game you play, it's the air you move through, a current that pulls people in and keeps them guessing. Your power isn't in what you say but in what you don't, thriving in the spaces where others scramble for answers. Let them talk, you're the riddle they'll chase forever. This cloak of intrigue isn't for show, it's a shield, a way to hold your ground in a world that demands everything laid bare. You've learned that silence holds more sway than confession, that what's hidden carries weight. When others spill their lives for validation, you keep yours close, letting the unknown amplify your presence. It's a strength that doesn't shout but simmers, a calm that unsettles because it's untouchable. In a culture addicted to transparency, you're the outlier who turns less into more, a force they can't pin down. Number 9, the anti-tribalist. Labels are shackles you kicked off long ago. Alpha, Beta, Omega? You don't play that game, you burn the rulebook. You'll trade ideas with a CEO in a penthouse or a street poet under a bridge, because rank is a ghost to you. Your allegiance isn't to groups or flags. It's to the vision blazing in your head, the one that outshines petty loyalties. Conformity is a disease you've cured yourself of, a mutation that leaves you free while tribes bicker over scraps. You're not in the fray, you're above it, building where others destroy. This rejection of the herd is your liberation, a clarity that cuts through the noise of belonging. You weigh people by their worth, not their place in some imagined pecking order, choosing partners who fuel your fire over those who cling to it. When the world splits into camps, you're the one in the wilds crafting something new from the chaos. It's a freedom that unnerves the tethered, a strength that doesn't need a banner to stand tall. In a society that thrives on division, you're the rogue who turns the edges into empires. Number 9, the anti-tribalist. Labels are shackles you kicked off long ago. Alpha, Beta, Omega? You don't play that game, you burn the rulebook. You'll trade ideas with a CEO in a penthouse or a street poet under a bridge, because rank is a ghost to you. Your allegiance isn't to groups or flags. It's to the vision blazing in your head, the one that outshines petty loyalties. Conformity is a disease you've cured yourself of, a mutation that leaves you free while tribes bicker over scraps. You're not in the fray, you're above it, building where others destroy. This rejection of the herd is your liberation, a clarity that cuts through the noise of belonging. You weigh people by their worth, not their place in some imagined pecking order, choosing partners who fuel your fire over those who cling to it. When the world splits into camps, you're the one in the wilds crafting something new from the chaos. It's a freedom that unnerves the tethered, a strength that doesn't need a banner to stand tall. In a society that thrives on division, you're the rogue who turns the edges into empires. Number 10, the solitude architect. Crowds sap you dry, silence fills you up. This isn't a flaw, it's your wiring, a brain that hums louder in the quiet. Solitude isn't retreat, it's where your spark catches fire, where ideas collide and take shape. You've built your havens, libraries stacked with tomes, cabins wrapped in pine, empty streets kissed by dawn, and in them you're king. The world yells, connect, but you know the truth. Genius doesn't bloom in the clamor, it hardens in the still. You're not hiding, you're creating. This love for the lone road is your power, a wellspring of strength that others overlook. You've turned inward not to escape but to build, finding peace where chaos reigns. When the noise fades, your mind sharpens, cutting through the clutter to what's real. It's a discipline that fuels you, a choice to recharge away from the drain of the masses. In a time that fears the quiet, you've made it your throne, a space where you rule unbroken, crafting a life that's yours alone. Number 11, the pressure-proof core. Chaos can rage, deadlines crashing, dramas flaring, disasters looming, but you're the rock it breaks against. Your confidence doesn't roar, it stands, a quiet titan rooted in self-knowledge. No crowd's cheer lifts it, no storm's howl shakes it, it's a force drawn from deep within, steady as the earth itself. When others unravel, grasping for rescue, you're the anchor they lean on, calm radiating from you like heat from stone. You don't command with noise, you steady the world with your presence. This unshakable core is your triumph, a resilience that turns turmoil into a proving ground. You've built it through battles won in silence, through knowing yourself when the world didn't. Crises don't faze you, they reveal you, showing a strength that holds when all else bends. It's a calm that doesn't flinch, a certainty that guides without fanfare. In an era that buckles under strain, you're the one who rises, a beacon for those lost in the dark, proving that true power lies in the man who masters himself first. If these 11 traits burn in your blood, you're not just a sigma, you're a force of nature, a man who's chosen his own code over the world's script. Freedom over approval, depth over distraction, evolution over stagnation. These aren't just words, they're your bones. Reflect on this. Which of these do you live already and which will you claim next? The Sigma male community isn't here to spoon-feed you. We're here to fuel your fire, to walk with you as you forge a life that echoes through the ages. You're not rare, you're legendary, and your empire awaits in the shadows where you thrive. Now let's ignite this movement together. If this hit you where it counts, smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts. Tell us which behavior defines you most. Share this with the brothers who need to hear it, the ones ready to break free and build. And if you're already one of us, turn on those notifications. Don't miss a single strike of the hammer we're swinging here. The Sigma male community sees you, honors you, and stands ready to sharpen your edge. Go out there and make the world feel your weight.